What is the most insane reality check you've ever given to a ridiculously wealthy person? When my fiancé invited me to her family's annual 4th of July party in the Hamptons, I didn't realize I was walking into an episode of Shark Tank. Her uncle is a massively successful Silicon Valley billionaire. Like, private jet to buy groceries kind of rich. And honestly, the family dynamic was sickening. Every single cousin, sibling, and in-law spent the entire weekend cornering this guy. They were pitching him tech startups, begging for seed money, or just kissing up to him in the most embarrassing way possible. It was exhausting just to watch, so I completely tapped out. I grabbed a cheap beer, walked down to his private dock, and spent literally the entire weekend throwing a tennis ball for his senior rescue dog, Buster. I barely said 2 words to the uncle. I just stayed in my lane, played with the dog, and was honestly thrilled when we finally drove back to our cramped apartment in Philly. But yeah, it gets weirder. 2 weeks later, my phone rings. Unknown number. I pick up. It's the uncle. He clears his throat and immediately goes into business mode. He asks me straight up what my price is. Does he need to wipe out my student loans, pay for our wedding outright, buy us a starter house? That's when I realized how incredibly lonely this guy actually was. Every single interaction he had was a transaction. So I decided to tell him the truth. I told him I didn't want a single dime of his money, but that wasn't even the craziest part. I told him that if he ever wanted to leave his security detail behind, he was welcome to come over to our tiny apartment for Taco Tuesday. Just him. No pitches, no business talk, just family. There was dead silence on the line. I honestly thought I had completely offended him. 3 months go by. Absolute silence. Then, on a random Tuesday night, there's a knock on our door. It's him, standing in the hallway of our dumpy building, holding a 6-pack of cheap beer. He sat on our thrifted couch for 4 hours. We ate messy tacos, complained about baseball, and he told me stories about his 20s before the money changed everything. He didn't bring up money once, neither did I. Fast forward a year to our wedding day. He pulls me aside and hands us a plain white envelope. Inside was a deed. He had tracked down the landlord of the 3-bedroom house we were renting, bought it completely in cash, and transferred it to our names. Attached was a small post-it note. It just said, "Thanks for being the only person in 10 years who just wanted to know Dave."